hello, and welcome back to Soul Path Dreaming. I am Rebecca, and if you are following me here from Facebook, thank you so much for participating, watching this video. If you are new here from any other social media platform, welcome. So let's talk about what this video really is. This video is what I do on Facebook. On Facebook, I go live on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Friday, usually about 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I give intuitive messages for your growth and development using either tarot cards or oracle cards, and then whatever spirit is speaking to me, and then I use it for y'all. So it's usually a series of questions, as the best way to heal yourself is to ask yourself the questions. I would like to consider myself a bridge between the sleeping and the waking, as I really am a dream seer at heart. A dream seer is someone who has the ability to go intuitively into the dream state and dream for someone else. It's an ancient practice that has been used for a long time. Like, the most famous one is the Oracle of Delphi. But it goes beyond that, really. Shamans have particular people that dream, or indigenous cultures have particular shamans that dream for them, that help them do the work or guide them to wherever it is they need to be. So that's kind of what I do. And what we're going to be doing is a spiritual guided collective message for your inner growth and development. But first, we will be talking about bookings. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, either via cards or in the dream space, I highly recommend everybody get one dream reading. It usually takes about 3 days, where during the course of those 3 days, the first maybe, I shouldn't say it takes 3 days to dream, but there's a time frame. Like, I'll be communicating with you either however you communicated with me, so that could be my email that I'm going to leave in the description box, or either or of my social medias, which is Twitter or Facebook. You can DM me there your intention, and then I will go to the dream space where I will work with your higher self, your guides, in my dream language to get you the messages that you're seeking. I've been doing this for almost 2 years, but I've been dreaming like this my whole life. It wasn't until recently that I took a class that I realized that, oh my God, I've been doing this my whole life. This is like a legitimate thing. I'm not crazy. So if you'd like to book a dream reading, you can message me either Facebook, Twitter, or I will leave my email in the description box below. And the price for 3 days of dreaming is only $100. We're gonna put that there. Just keep it there. What else? If you'd like to book a card reading with me, you can just message me. So that being said, all of that wonderful stuff is out of the way. And again, I want to thank my followers that are on Facebook. You guys know who you are. If you are watching this video, please comment along. That is how I can raise my algorithms in the YouTube community. So if you feel like you are liking this content and you are new, please like, subscribe, hit that notification, comment along, because I read all of the comments and I would like to be a part of the community, not just the one giving the messages. So now that we've talked on for about 5 minutes, let's start the reading. Okay. If you know how this works, we always do a Namaste card. So the Namaste card is the blessing of creativity. This is the first card. This is the energy, the overall energy of the reading. And it's saying, I would like to say that I try to be my authentic self. I don't know how y'all can be so professional. Can we just be real? So if you see me itching my nose or drinking something, I'm really just trying to have a regular communication with you. I want to act like we're having a cup of coffee together. I don't want to feel like I'm stuck in some sort of societal mold or shape. That being said, let's start. The blessing of the creativity. Express yourself creatively. Reconnect with your inner child. As ideas and inspiration surface, express them without thought, censorship, or judgment. Don't try to make sense of things. Just allow, just feel, just be. This is a time where all is possible. You are limited only by what you think is impossible. Namaste. This is the first card. So right off the bat, we are talking about in what kind of way do we as humans limit ourselves? Where is it that we go from that childlike energy and then we completely shut it off and we go into this drone energy or like this limited energy? Where is that disconnect? How can we revert back to the idea of being creative, the idea of having play, the idea of being silly, the idea of laughing naturally, organically? So let's read the next card. So the next, and I'm good. If you are from Facebook, you do know that I read out of the book. I think it's ridiculous that you can't read out of the book for the meanings. Like, not all intuitives have that ability. Some intuitives need this meaning for spirit to show them something. They need the literal meaning for a symbolic meaning to come to them. So I would like to break that barrier that you can't read out of the book because it's silly. All right, so we're going to read this out of the book, just the affirmation. This card is card, oh, it doesn't give you a number. Oh, yes, it is. It's card 12. Card 12. And I don't know if you can see, but straight off, I am really guided to this owl above her hair. And this. I don't know if y'all can see. Oh, wait. So right here is this third eye always going. Third eye energy always moving. And this is the owl, our knowledge, how we perceive things. And sometimes owls mean a really pertinent growth. Something metaphorically must die in order for it to become real palatable for you, like a real knowledge for you. So it says forgiveness, compassion, and kindness. And the affirmation for this card says, I forgive myself and those who have hurt me. I am gentle and compassionate with myself and others. So it says, you may have followed your path deep into the dark wild woods. Perhaps you've been feeling that there must be another way, but in the darkness you have stumbled on. Now is the time for a new way to be revealed. This particular goddess has brought a full moon to shine the light into the forest. She comes to you with sweet tenderness, saying, if you are ready to forgive, the path ahead will be bright and clear. So, your journey of self-discovery has brought you here into the depths of the dark dream forest. Goddess understands how far you've come. This is your sweet encounter, a time to forgive and compassion and heal. So again, this is saying, okay, so down here, she has like a little satchel. And this is where we carry how we speak. our self-talk. So sometimes we need to forgive the way we have self-talk. Sometimes we really need to listen, and how we speak about others, how we speak about ourselves. Can we afford to put into this satchel more compassion, more kindness for ourselves and for our sacred circle? If there is a time during a full moon or any moon, I hung up on the full moon. If there is a time where you feel like you need to let go, which is normally during a full moon, let go. It is time to let all that has brought you these trigger point moments and let them lie. Let them go. Because it's going to be time to plant new seeds. And with the art of letting go, you are incorporating new knowledge. Perhaps there is a calling for, y'all, I'm still nervous doing these YouTube videos. It's not the same as when you do them on Facebook and I go live, because I have to deal with my own energy. So when you let go, you create knowledge, and you can integrate your childlike knowledge. That's what inner child healing is. The ability to take what brought you so much joy into your life, and you were compassionate to yourself. And if for some reason you were brought up in an environment where that wasn't given to you, you now have this opportunity to forgive and learn how to plant a new satchel, y'all, my nails aren't done, new seeds of growth. Okay, and this card is from the Goddess Dream Oracle by Wendy Andrew. The next cards are from the Dream Shaman Oracle by Alberto Villador and Colette Baron-Reed. And these two cards are Lost in Space, Needing Direction, card 36. And this was the card that was underneath the deck. It's card 55. And it says, The Farther Gate, Bold Steps Forward. So just reading this alone, this is saying, when I choose to forgive, sometimes I need to practice pause. I need to be in this space, but don't pack up and live there. Don't decide for yourself that I'm going to get so far into feeling sorry for myself, or the opposite of that, which is false light, like not addressing your real feelings. Like, I'm only happy, I'm only ever joyful, I always choose joy. That's false light. You have to acknowledge that things make you sad, things upset you, that ideas are sometimes not right for this moment, but they can be for another moment. So this card is saying lost in space, needing direction. So this woman's I'll show you the card. So this woman's face is from, like, it looks like the 1920s. She looks like one of those cigarette ladies. You know, the ones that are from like the 20s and 30s, and they like had like the aviator hats or private hats, and then they sold cigarettes. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but that's what she reminds me of. Card 36. This card says, feeling lost, needing direction or focus, a 24-hour day. Okay, so it's saying, sometimes we lose our way, perhaps feeling prey to addictive behaviors, jealousy, comparison, resistance, or fear. This happens especially when we are up leveling genuinely and changing for the better. So basically what I was just saying, don't pack up and decide to have these addictive mental patterns or addictive behaviors. You cannot always be in light, light, light. You have to have that balance of the shadow. You have to embrace your shadow. And there's no right or wrong way to doing it. And there's no going in all gung-ho or standing your tippy toe. And it doesn't matter. What does matter is that you acknowledge that you have these behaviors, that you acknowledge that you want to do the work, and then you make the appropriate safe ways to do that. So this card is saying, take heart, that simple 24-hour container immediately banishes those awful entities away, basically practicing pause. You will find your energy focus restored as you recognize that you are never really lost at all. Keep it simple. So on my Facebook page, I often talk about the art of practicing pause. This is when we are in any kind of high emotion. So Lost in Space is saying, if this is, oh, it's interesting, I said cigarettes. This is saying, if you feel like you're getting lost in any one kind of emotion, pause, take a step back, recognize how you are being. And if there is an opportunity for forgiveness to happen, allow that to be. How can you bring in, where's the mouse? How can you bring in this childlike nature into who you are? So the next card is, I've lost it, of course. Oh, here it is. The next card, which was underneath the deck, is called the Farther Gate, a bold step forward. So 55 is like a good angel number. It means change, meaning that you have done the pausing. You have taken that either mental pause, verbal pause, physical pause, because sometimes when we get in these addictive or addictive ways of being, whether that's anytime you're in one heightened emotion, whether that be sad or happy, you can take yourself out of alignment. So this is saying, take a bold step forward. So this to me is talking about how Spirit is saying, listen, I got your back. I've got you. It's okay to step through that gate because you have given forgiveness. You've taken your pause. You have recognized what is going on in your life. So let's read what it says. Card 55. And again, this is from the Shaman Oracle deck. Guys, these videos are interesting to do them without people talking to me. So I really hope you guys are commenting along. I love it if you would. The next experience legacy, involving or bold step. When this card shows up, it is a clear call to lift your eyes to the horizon and begin to walk forward to your future. You are marching in place right now, stirring the dust, but not getting anywhere. Trust that your forward movement will lead you into the new destination that you already have set for yourself. A gift of the Farther Gate is to bring you to the fullest expression of your gifts, perhaps for the first time. It is an invitation to a sacred passage, the new discovery, and both challenges, a great challenge and opportunity. It is not a graduation. There are no rewards other than exploration of self. So, again, when we are in this practice pause, when we are in this forgiveness, this letting go of our satchel and allowing ourselves to plant something new, or what I like to call doing shadow work. You are going to reinvent yourself a million times over. You are not the person that you were last week if you choose to do your inner work. If you choose to take yourself out of stagnation, if you choose to see that your consciousness can be elevated, that your higher self is really calling to you, that your higher self is trying to motivate you into furthering down your ascension path. And oftentimes this is when we are dreaming. When we are dreaming, we are given images. We are communicating with our guides, with our ancestors, with people who are in our waking life, but mean something to us in a different way. For example, you could have somebody in your dream who you pass by in your waking life every day. You don't have a verbal conversation with them. You just recognize that this is a passerby. But every day you choose to smile at each other. That person symbolically becomes something to you. So when they are in your dream and you're having a conversation with them in your dream, they then become a guide for you. So this card is suggesting that after you take that bold leap forward or bold step forward through the inner gates of yourself, you are leveling up into your highest ascension path. And there's no limit to how high you can go. Okay, so the next card is not that one, this one. Card 6, Trusting Tricksters. The trickster's only power is your trust. You are always free to withdraw from it. So this card is from my favorite deck. Well, it's one of my favorite decks. And it is the Lantern Oracle by Angela Merbato, PhD. So this is all about shadow work, these cards. This card is it talking about, first of all, what does the word trickster mean to you? But it is talking about how we trick ourselves, how we really need to understand what the word discernment means. How do we discern what we feel is our inner truth? When we give our power away to somebody that we thought was really for our higher good, when that need is not met, it can have that crumbling effect. So learn who to give your energy to. Learn the power of discernment, because when something feels truly, truly aligned to you, you will feel that resonance within inside of you. You will feel totally different than when you choose to give your energy to somebody you don't really know. So, but we're going to read. It's interesting too, because behind her is all of the cedar trees, and cedar trees mean protection. They mean that you are always protected. So I really want to say that even though sometimes we do get tricked, we all do. We all don't have the best discernment. It's something that we always have to work on. Spirit is always saying, I've got you. That I am always going to be protecting you. I won't allow you to experience anything that is not for your highest good, as long as you are willing to do the inner work. Okay, so card 6. Card 6. So the way these messages go, which is so wonderful, is the maiden, the mother, the guardian, and the crone. So it's basically, and you don't have to be a female. It's whatever. can be any male or female. It's just that energy. So it's basically the child, your adolescents or preteens, adult, and then the elder. So this is saying the maiden message or childlike message is recognize that what is going on is contrary to what you were groomed to believe is taking place. Nurture yourself with trust, courage, passion that you gave to the trickster. As you recover from the betrayal, loss, and damage of experiencing the trickster, your life will resume, and once you are ready, thrive rocket speed. So this card is also talking about how to learn to stand in sovereignty. If something does not feel right to you, if something is just, you have this nagging feeling of, boy, that really doesn't make a lot of sense. I can't really wrap my brain around that. So this is when you practice pause and you say to yourself, how can I ask more questions? How can I do research? How can I, where did it go? Have this owl-like energy, this ability to crave more knowledge so that when I am in pause, I can discern. We as children are groomed to have limited beliefs. And as we elevate in our consciousness, it is our job as light workers, or I don't like that word. It is our job as conscious human beings to raise our consciousness. That is our job, even if that only means the consciousness of ourself. And even if that means that you just recognize that you have limited beliefs about yourself, or you have limited behavior about yourself, and that you are willing to take whatever steps that is to understand why that is, or how you can change your limited belief, or how you can shed light on how to love yourself more. Because at the end of the day, that is the healer. The ultimate healer is love. So the last card for today is card 16, and it is called Melting Mask. Allow your spirit self to shine through allow your spirit self to shine through the many roles that you fulfill. This card is really pretty. So let's read what this card is, because I have my own interpretation of this card. This card is saying that, to me, that we all do, have certain masks that we put on ourselves, and these masks are called limited beliefs. We say, oh my God, I'm only size whatever. You fill in the blank. That's never going to be good enough. That is a limited belief. That is a mask. We say, oh my God, I could never do that. Whatever you say is, I can never do. That is a mask. That is a limited belief that you put on yourself. When you choose to empower yourself, when you choose to melt away your personal mask, you raise your vibration, you raise your own consciousness. So, okay. The mother's message for this card is, it is important for a mask to melt once the foundation it had served tips into detrimental, constricting us at our highest level. So we're going to read these last two paragraphs, because this particular deck is a shadow work deck. So it asks you a series of questions for like journaling. It says, to support you through this time of impending change. Tune into your spiritual self, light, love, and stillness. Observe each role in your life. Y'all, I have dyslexia, so I have to slow down. Observe each role in your life. Feel good, natural, and autonomous. Ask yourself, what are my main roles at the moment? What are my main roles at the moment? What does each one mean to me? What would I do more or less of myself? What would I be? What would I be more or less of myself without it? Would I be seen by others to be more, less, or more without it? Such roles may include mother, daughter, friend, employee, employer, student, partner, or volunteer. Then ask, which of these roles are draining? Which are energizing? Are any fraught with drama or boring? Do any feel like masks stifling me through obligations I often resent rather than lovingly fulfilled? So I'm going to read that one more time because I screwed it up. Do any of my masks stifling me through obligations I often resent rather than lovingly fulfill? Upon reviewing these answers to the question, there is a current role that functions more like a constricting mask that you would love to lose, or would you be terrified of melting? So this card is really asking you, what are your roles? What are your limited belief about that role? How can you say to yourself, I forgive myself, and I give myself permission to seek more knowledge? I give myself permission, again, to practice pause, to move through those inner gates, and allow myself discernment for myself, a discernment for myself and discernment for others. And we'll end today's reading again the way we started. The blessing of creativity. Express yourself creatively and reconnect with your inner child. As ideas, inspirations surface, express them without censorship or judgment. Don't try to make sense of things. Just allow, just feel, just be. There is a time where all is possible. You are limited only by what you think is possible. So if you like this content, if you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you are here from any of my social media platforms that you do follow me on, I appreciate you here. So, thank you. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.